People of the internet, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Out of the Park Baseball 17 GM Mode Sim commentary for the Premier League Baseball. I am F5 Penguin. You can find me all over the web at F5 Penguin. And in the last video, we were okay. We were ahead and we did it. Okay, we did it. We're here. We recap right now August and September right here on this video. They wanted to do the Sims real quick, so they got through September quite quickly. Caught me off guard, so I had to kind of keep up with that. But we're here. Quick housekeeping note, though. Hurricane Matthew is approaching, so videos were a little bit crazy. As you see, we took a couple days to prep for the hurricane, so we were working on that. And I'm getting over a cold, so I apologize for the weird scheduling for the videos this past week. Just prepping to make sure we all stay safe here. So, yeah, that being said, let's talk playoffs, right? Look here. We did it. We did it. Oh, yeah, baby. We did it. 1960 playoffs begin today. Oh, it feels good to be back. Now, we had some trials and tribulations through this time, okay? We really did. We had injuries galore. McFeeters was injured for 2 weeks, got turned into 3 to 4 weeks, okay? I don't know why that was there. We expanded the roster. We clinched a playoff spot, and then we were off to the playoffs, and then we win a tight Northern Division race, and it was tight all the way to the end. We were tied with Minnesota going into the last 4 games of the season all the way through September, okay? So that was a little bit rough for us. I didn't expect Minnesota to be that tough, and wow, that expansion team is proving that we have to take them seriously now. So that's a little bit difficult. But I want to talk about the injuries. We had Estrada, okay? Estrada's already out 1 to 2 more weeks. We lost him at the beginning of September. Very sad day. We were riddled with injuries in AAA. That killed us. McKinley got injured. Okay, we had to get him a sub for him. We had Rawls injured down here in AAA. We had Farrell injured, so I called up Hendrickson. We were gutted on bench and utility players offensively. And then Thierry had a little bit of an injury for a couple of days. And now he's really disappointed us. So we got some work to do here. So let's pull up the schedule, kind of show you what we're looking at here. August, we did quite well, okay? We weren't blowing anyone out the water, but in August, we were 14-12. We did okay, and then we pretty much skated by in September. September was rough for us, but let's look at August first. And you'll see we had a little bit of a skid here against TR. 1-1, lost 1. We were a little bit streaky, right? 1-2 versus Kalamazoo, lost 2 to Savannah, lost 1 to Tallahassee. Then we won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight against 3 tough clubs. Lost 1-0 to QC, 4-1 to Kansas City, 2-1 to Kansas City, 14-2 against Kansas City. Kansas City swept us, and it hurt really bad. Ottawa 7-2 loss, and then hopefully, as you can see here, I was hoping September would be better for us, and it was. We win, lost 4 more. Win, loss, win, loss, win. So we were up and down through September, and you got 2 main guys injured in your pitching. You got a couple injuries in your relief, and you need McKinley to step up when you need him to, and he wasn't there. So it's just all over the place. We were struggling. We got there, though. The point is we got to the playoffs. That's what our owner wanted. That's what you wanted. We did it 2 years in a row. And you know who isn't in the playoffs this year? Quebec City, baby. They're not here, and they had the leading Nick Clark, leading ERA there. So he's gone, and we're in, and that's all that matters. And we placed first. We won the pennant for the Northern Division. So we have to look at these things positively and really see that we struggled, but we got there, right? So that's not that bad of a deal. Now, I can't pull up like August and September in numbers, but I can do August, and we'll pull up pitching stats number 1 here. Someone who did surprise me in the month of August was Anatole Thierry, and we had a 1.17 ERA from him, and he pitched 7 innings, came in as a middle relief and setup guy, and really proved his worth there. We also had Chris Glazer doing that for us. Our starters are abysmal. I'm really worried about our starters going into the playoffs, specifically because I only have like 2 starters. I had 4 with 1 on the fringe with Bill Hopp, and now I have 2 because Thierry has just crapped the bed, and that's not good. It's not good. So Hopp surprised us. He bumps up to number 3. We got 4 starters in the playoffs. We don't use 5 because we have enough rest time in between. We can go with our top guys when we need to. And we had Leon do quite well for us. We had Rubenstein do really well for us. I like that. So our younger kids are getting some time. So that long deal for Leon proved worthwhile. We have Rubenstein for a couple more seasons before we got to pay him, I believe. Yeah, we got him for 2 more seasons. And then we got Hop coming up here. He's only been with us for a season. So we're good. We're good on pitchers. We just got to kind of shore up and spend some money to get some top talent arms in the starting area. And I think we'll be okay moving forward. But yeah, so this was how we looked for the month of August. Home runs per 1, you can see Thierry, or per 9, you can see Thierry had 1.1. That's killer. And above 3 walks, we had a lot of people above 3 walks per 9, which is no bueno. Glazer, Alcala, Thierry. Glazer's numbers skewed a little bit more. So is Alcala's. So not worried about too much. But Claude Thierry as a starter with over 3 is a concern. Strikes per 9, Curious, Hop, Leon, Garza. I mean, you can't go wrong with that, right? So we got the guys in place, and if we pull up September's numbers, it's pretty much a lot of the same, with Wilson getting a couple of starts there in the closing position or in the setup position and putting out some guys. Garza doing the same thing. And I called up Brian Mizzle. I like this guy. We signed him over in, I believe, he was a draft pick. That's right, 1959 draft pick, round 7. And we brought him up. And he's done quite well for us, okay? He's locking it down. 0 ERA. How can you hate that? And then I had a 0 ERA from Salazar. And even though they only pitched a couple of innings, having those guys in here is useful to us. You can see here, Nolan, 0.73. We have 0 from Mizzle and 0 from Salazar. Granted, all in, they've pitched about 24 innings, give or take, 26 innings. But hey, that's 26 innings of less than a run earned, and I will take that any day of the week. So I've lowered Chris Glazer's use to normal, and I'm going to have everyone go normal into the playoffs. I got a high leverage Garza because I think he can still go to do that for us. Emergency starting pitchers for Alcala and Salazar in case something goes horrifically wrong in the playoffs. And then we're hoping Nolan and Mizzle and Garza and Salazar can get some time, right? So this is our pitching core for the playoffs. We brought up 13. I usually go 12. I'm going 13 because I feel like we can hit enough to get by, right? So we're going to do that. Something I noticed if we go over to our lineup here is Mr. Philpott has forgotten how to play third base, and it seems to happen overnight. Last season, he was a 6 in third base, and now he's a 0 and now only plays first base. So I don't know. I got to see what we're going to do with him. I don't know how that happened, but he doesn't play third base anymore. But he's doing well for us. His zone rating's a little bit low, but he's doing well for us. Philpott's going to retire in Atlantic whether or not anyone else likes it. I like him. He holds records for us. He's a good guy. Philpott, he's our go-to. Teapot Man is going to be our retiree, our first retired number 4. Number 4, Charlie Philpott will be our guy. Philpott will be our guy retired for the Atlantics, our first number. So I'm kind of happy for that. But outside of that, what do we got going on here? Nothing too surprising for anybody. We did call up Jason Shantz to replace Perdomo. Perdomo's fragile, a little behind, has caused us a couple issues. He was a busted prospect, if I'd say so, and this proved it this season. Got injured 3 times. No good. So when he came back from injury, I moved him back down the AAA, called up Shantz. Also had Valenzuela up here. I had Ohala up here for a while. Had Hagen up here. Gutman, abysmal. When he had his chances, he blew them. He batted 0 on 10 at-bats, so no good. So we got Shantz up here. McCarty and McKinley came back from injury, so we got him back as well. And Davies is getting the start now. Newman kind of disappointed us in that trade, so we might have lost out on that trade there. Not as good as the numbers from 1959 or 58, so I'm kind of bummed about that, but that's okay. We got him kind of backing up Davies, and I think that'll work out. So what does it look like? Well, against righties, we got Parrish, Brady, Philpott. Against lefties, McCarty instead of Brady, so that'll work out for us. And Capper out in left field. Shantz in center. He's more of a right fielder, but you could see he plays center quite well, and I think he'll be good with that. We're in good shape. We'll pull up the numbers here. Split to August, and you'll see here that we had some good hitters. We had 3 people above 300. Newman, which surprised us for August, which was really good. September is where he kind of fell off, and in July, as we saw. Philpott and Parrish All good things there. McFeeters kind of let us down. I wanted to re-sign him. I really did going into this month. And then I just said, I didn't like the numbers. And then in September, I don't think he did much better, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if we go, he did 321. Right. Because he was out for a couple of games. Okay, so I don't know. Do I re-sign McFeeters is the question. He wants like 450 from us for 4 years with a player option on the fourth. I don't know. We're going to have a lot of money to spend, so, it won't be the worst idea, but it wasn't our plan, right? It wasn't our plan, and I don't know if we get rid of him and bring up some younger guys and have to struggle to get power again. He's provided power for us relatively well for us, I'd say, comparatively to the other numbers, too. If you look at Joplin's career there, with Joplin wasn't so good, and then he did quite well for New York, and he's putting up the same or better numbers than he did in New York in about 20 less games, so I feel like it's on the fringe. I don't want to pay him $450. If I can get him for like $3, I'd be pretty happy. But $450 seems a little bit overkill. I don't know. We looked here, though. We had some hits. Capra, Parrish, Philpott leads with hits in September. And then in August, we had Parrish, Capra, Zarnecki, Philpott. That was nice to see. Zarnecki was on a cold streak. Back on track. So we're okay with Zarnecki. He did all right for us in August. You can see he was cold for a while. And then in September, I think he got back together and kind of brought it. No, he still didn't do well for us. I thought he did better. I was reading this last night. Guess not. And he was hitting cold streaks. So I don't know what to do about that. I'm kind of bummed because I'm paying like $1 million for this guy, and I need him to be a little bit more productive than that. But I'm just going to chalk it up to potentially a cold streak, and just he'll bounce back. He seems pretty happy, so we'll see how that goes. Kind of tough to weigh that one out. Kirshner, you'll see, by the way, got sent down. He was bringing the team down morale-wise because he wanted to be a starter, and he wasn't producing as a starter. He was like 116 or 117. So he went down. That's why we got Brady kind of backing him up. We have Brady filling in the roles. And then over in right-handed, we have McKinley backing Parrish up instead. So this is what we got. We have a tough time ahead of us. Let's look financially first. You'll see that we sold out almost every single game. Really good for us financially. Look over at the numbers. We made $817,000 this season, giving us 1.5 in the bank for next season. That's including the re-sign we did. That's including the McFeeters contract. We lose that for next season, which is good. We should have about $1 million to spend because we have Zarnecki's contract included in that. And upcoming free agencies, we actually don't have that many. We have 3. Thierry, who's going to walk, I don't care. I'm done with him. McFeeters, question mark. Do we re-sign him? He is wrecked injury-wise, not good. Kirshner, we're letting go. He didn't do well for us. I know you see 256, but he had 39 at-bats, and in September he was abysmal, so I sent him down. I'm done. He's walking away, and I'm good with that. And we can move Philpott over to first base if we have to and bring in one of our third basemen that we have in the wings ready to go. So there's options for us. But yeah, so if we look here, we got money to spend. I think we can go after some big guns for pitching like we did last season and be in good shape relatively. So we'll see what we're going to do there. Looking at the playoffs, though, this is what we got down here. We have Wichita versus Laredo. We don't have to face Laredo, thank God. Toronto versus TR, 2 AI teams. Minnesota versus Brooklyn, myself and the AI team. And Tallahassee versus KC, 2 human managers there as well. If we click on Minnesota here, you can see they kind of killed us all the way through the season. We're 2-4 against Minnesota. Not good, right? Not good. They are second in runs scored, so we have to make sure our pitching is good, and it's really not outside of 2 guys. So I don't know how we're going to fare against Minnesota. It's kind of a question mark. We're looking at Thierry versus Brookman to start. We're looking at Swaney versus Leon. We should win that game. That should be it's a toss-up, but we should come out with okay on there. We'll probably lose against Powers with Hop, and then Rubenstein should do fairly well against Brown. I don't know. We're 1-1 with Leon. We're 0-1 with Rubenstein. 0-1 with Hop. 0-1 with Thierry. 1-0 with Mizzle, but he came in kind of in a relief save effort, so to speak. The last thing I want is Thierry to pitch. I really, really don't want him to pitch because you can see how bad his numbers are against Minnesota. Not good. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. You go over here and you can see that they hit quite well against us. And defensively, they kind of spread out the love for their pitching, just like we did in the 6 games we played. So I'm not confident. I'm not I'm not confident. I'm just hesitant about how this is going to work here. Playoff years without playoff trip 4, years without championship 4, trips to playoff 0. Their expansion. You look at us, not much better, right? So years without playoff trip. We were there last year. 10 years without championship though, 2 times to the playoffs. So we're back to back this season. I'm kind of happy about that, but we may have a first round exit at our hands. So I need to make a decision with what I want to do with Thierry. Probably going to leave him in and see how game 1 goes and make a decision there. I don't expect him to play again in game 5. It'll probably go to Leon because of the rest days we have in between. That should help us in the long run. So I'll leave it right here. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and commenting on the video. I keep interacting with you all because I love it. This is good stuff. Keep it coming. Of course, follow me all over the web at F5Penguin or tweet me on Twitter at F5Penguin. And check out the link in the description below for the Premier League Baseball website. You can get everything you need to know about the website and the league right there. Give me your thoughts. How are we going to do? Stay tuned. We got games 1 and 2 coming up. We're probably going to recap all 5 at once for every playoff as we go. If we make it far, if we don't, then we'll just recap when we get eliminated. We'll have to see. But yeah, we'll recap the playoffs in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this. I will see you then. This was Out of the Park Baseball 17, the GM Mode Sim commentary for the Premier League Baseball. Brooklyn Atlantics, playoffs, 2 years in a row. Back to back. Back to back. Back to back.